ફ્રેન્ડ્સ સો લાસ્ટ વિડીયોમાં આપણે જોયું હતું કે સેક્સ્યુઅલ રિપ્રોડક્શનમાં ત્રણ ડિફરન્ટ ફેઝીસની આપણે વાત કરેલી હતી. ફર્સ્ટ ફેઝ ઇઝ નોન એઝ પ્રી ફર્ટિલાઇઝેશન ફેઝ or changes. Okay, second is fertilization, and the third one is post fertilization changes. Okay, now pre-fertilization changes includes two steps, that is first is gametogenesis. So first of all, sexual reproduction involves two partners. Okay, one is male and other is female. So during gametogenesis, male partner or male organism will produce male gametes. Okay, that is sperms, and female organism will produce female gametes or egg or ovum, you can say, in animals only. If you consider plants, then male gametes will be stored inside the pollen grain, and female gametes, that is egg, is present inside the ovule. Okay, so first stage is gametogenesis, then second is gamete transfer. Okay, gamete transfer, if we talk about plants, then gamete transfer occurs through different means, that is we already have studied pollination. Okay, so pollination helps in gamete transfer. So from one flower to another flower, transfer of gamete is known as transfer of pollen grain is known as pollination, right? So male gametes are being transferred from one place to, or one flower to another flower, is called pollination. And if we talk about animals, then insemination is a process through which male gametes are transferred to a female body. Okay, so during copulation or sexual intercourse, a male organism will release sperms inside the body of a female organism, right? So these two stages or steps are included in pre-fertilization changes. Then after gamete transfer, what will occur? Fertilization will occur, that is male gamete and female gamete will fuse with each other and they will form zygote. Okay, so this step will lead to formation of zygote. So that is second step or second phase. Third phase, which is followed by fertilization, is called post fertilization changes. Post means after fertilization, pre means before fertilization. Okay, so pre fertilization and post fertilization. Okay, pre and post. Okay, so post fertilization changes includes only conversion of zygote. Okay, zygote into embryo. So conversion of zygote into embryo. Okay, embryo will get converted into fetus. Okay, it will get converted into fetus. So we discussed all this in last video. Now we'll discuss few terminologies or sexuality in organisms. Okay, so we'll discuss few terminologies which are generally used in reproduction. Okay, so we'll discuss sexuality in organisms. Now as we can see, there are two types of organisms, plants and animals. So we'll discuss both the organisms. In plants, okay, in plants, the sexual organ, okay, sexual organ is called flower, or is flower. Okay, so sexual organ is flower. Okay, so flower contains male or female reproductive part. That is, we already have studied this in 11th standard, that stamen and pistil, if present in the flower. Okay, so those are the sexual parts, and this is the sexual organ. Flower is the sexual organ, and sexual parts are stamen and pistil. Okay, so if first is, if one plant, or sorry, one flower has both male and female sexual parts, okay, male and female sexual parts, then that particular flower is called bisexual flower. Okay, if a single flower contains male and female sexual parts, that is stamen and pistil, both are present in same flower, single flower, then it is called bisexual flower. If second, if one flower has only male sexual parts, then it is called unisexual flower. And because of stamen is present, male sexual part is called stamen. Okay, then this flower is also called as staminate flower. Okay, staminate flower. Third, if one flower has only female sexual part present in it, then it is also called unisexual flower, but this time female sexual part is known as pistil. That's why these plants are called, these flowers are called pistillate flowers. Okay, pistillate flower. So if both the parts, both the sexual part, that is stamen and pistil, are present in single flower, then that particular flower is called bisexual flower. If single out of both single sexual part is present, if male part is present, then it is called unisexual flower or staminate flower. If male sexual part is present, female sexual part is present, then it is called unisexual flower or pistillate flower. Okay, fourth terminology, we are discussing terminologies over here. If one plant has both sexual organs, okay, then it is called monoecious. Monoecious plant. Now this is tricky. If plant has both sexual parts, then it is called monoecious plant. We'll discuss another terminology, then we'll discuss both the cases in detail, or not in detail, but we'll compare them. Okay, if one plant has male or female part, or you can say flower, then it is called dioecious plant. Okay. So one plant has both sexual parts, one plant has only male or female sexual part or flower. That is, for example, some flowers have some plants have two type of flowers. One is male flower and one is female flower, but both the flowers are growing on same plant. Let's say if this is a particular plant, okay, one flower is growing over here and another flower is growing over here. This is, let's say, male flower and this is female flower. Okay, so it contains female parts and this flower contains male parts. Both the flowers are unisexual, or this can be called as staminate flower, and this is called as pistillate flower. Both the flowers are growing on the same plant. Then that type of plant, mono means single, so that type of plant is known as monoecious plant. Okay. Now another case, dioecious plants. In this case, both the plants are different. That is, on one plant only male flowers will grow, and on the second plant only female flowers will grow. Okay. So for example, papaya. So dioecious plants નો example આપણે જોવા જઈએ તો it is papaya. પપૈયાની અંદર તમે ઘણા બધાના ઘરે પપૈયા ગ્રો કરતા હોય છે જે ગાર્ડનની અંદર. સો એક પ્લાન્ટ એવું હશે જેના ઉપર ખાલી ફ્લાવર આવે પણ એના પર ફ્રૂટ્સ નથી આવતા, અને એની આજુબાજુમાં બીજો કોઈ પ્લાન્ટ હશે જેમાં ફ્લાવર્સ આવે એન્ડ ધેન એના ઉપર ફ્રૂટ્સ આવે. ઓકે, તો જેના ઉપર ફ્રૂટ્સ આવે તે પ્લાન્ટ કયું હશે? ફિમેલ પ્લાન્ટ, ઓર યુ કેન સે ઇટ ઇઝ pistillate. It has pistillate flowers. Okay, ને જેના ઉપર ફ્રૂટ નથી આવતા પણ ફ્લાવર્સ આવે છે તે ટાઈપનું પ્લાન્ટ હશે જેના ઉપર ફ્લાવર્સ હશે તેને સ્ટેમિનેટ ફ્લાવર્સ કહીએ. તો આ બંને પ્લાન્ટ કેવા છે? ડિફરન્ટ છે, અને બંને ઉપર ડિફરન્ટ ટાઈપના ફ્લાવર્સ ગ્રો થાય છે. ઓકે, જ્યારે મોનોશિયસની અંદર એક જ પ્લાન્ટની ઉપર બંને ટાઈપના ફ્લાવર્સ ગ્રો થાય. ઓકે, તો આ બધી ટર્મિનોલોજી આપણે ડિસ્કસ કરવાની હતી. હવે આપણે એનિમલ્સની ડિસ્કસ કરીશું. Okay, so now we'll discuss sexuality in animals. Okay, in animals, if single organism contains both the type of sexual parts or sexual organs, okay, then that type of organism is known as bisexual or hermaphrodite. Okay, so if one organism has both male and female parts, then it is known as bisexual, but proper word is hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite animals, that is both the sex organs present in the single organism. Okay, for example, earthworm. Okay, for example, earthworm, we already have discussed this organism in 11th. So we saw that both the type of sexual organs are present in single organism. Okay, so then unisexual organisms, so male and female sexual parts are present on the different organisms. That is we call sexual dimorphism. So male organism and female organism both are different looking. Okay, we can easily distinguish between male and female organism. Okay, so having male or female sexual organs. Okay, so if they are known as unisexual. Okay, male and female. Okay, so this was all about sexuality in organisms. Now we'll discuss one or two special terminologies regarding plants only. Okay, so let's say that is monocarpic plants. And polycarpic. So we'll discuss difference between monocarpic and polycarpic plants. And polycarpic plants. As you can see, the word suggests mono. Mono means one and poly means more than two. Okay, so monocarpic plants are those type of plants which flower once in lifetime. Okay, I'm talking about lifetime, not year. Okay, or season. Okay, so flower only once in lifetime. This word is important. Okay, so they will flower only single time in their lifetime. So a plant will germinate and then it will grow flowers, then the plant may have fruits and then the plant will die. Okay, it will not have second fruiting season. Okay, it will not see second fruiting season. Whereas polycarpic plants are the plants which have or which flower more than, or you can say every year or season wise. Okay, seasons. આપણે એનું પરફેક્ટ એક્ઝામ્પલ આપણે મોનોકાર્પિક પ્લાન્ટ્સનું આપણે જો એક્ઝામ્પલ જોઈએ તો રાઈસ, દેન વીટ. ઓકે, એકવાર ગ્રો થાય પછી એ મરી જાય એટલે બળી જાય, રાઈટ. દેન બેમ્બુ. ઓકે, then okay, we'll discuss these two examples later on. Examples of polycarpic plants are mango, all the apples, okay, etc, etc. You know all the examples, right? So now we'll discuss over here is bamboo. Okay, now bamboo flower only once in lifetime, but it takes about 50 to 100 years. So after 50 or 100 years bamboo will grow flowers and will produce seeds. Then that bamboo plant will go into senescence phase. Okay, so it grows flowers into 50 to 100 years. Okay, once. So જો એક પર્ટિક્યુલર બેમ્બુ ગ્રો થાય તો 50 થી 100 વર્ષની વચ્ચેના ટાઈમ સ્પાનમાં એ ફ્લાવર ગ્રો કરશે એન્ડ દેન એના જે સીડ્સ હશે તે રિલીઝ કરશે એન્ડ that particular bamboo plant will die eventually, and then new bamboo plant will grow from the existing seeds. Okay, so bamboo. 50 to 100 years. And Strobilanthus kunthiana, another example of monocarpic plant is Strobilanthus kunthiana. Now this is a flowering plant which flowers every 12 years. Okay, and it is found in southern India, in Kerala. Okay, where they have a particular garden which has this Strobilanthus kunthiana plant. So many foreigners visit after 12 hours to witness a beautiful event. So one night or one time you see these plants, they don't have any flowers, but on a particular day each and every single plant will bloom, will grow flowers. Okay, and they flower once 12 years. Okay, once in 12 years, then that particular plant will die. Okay, so 12 વર્ષે એકવાર flowers grow થાય. Okay, so આટલા એક્ઝામ્પલ છે મોનોકાર્પિક એન્ડ પોલીકાર્પિક plants ની અંદર. Okay, so now we'll discuss gametogenesis. Terminologies involved in gametogenesis. Now gametogenesis, as we have discussed, it is a process through which gametes are formed. Okay, now in plants, as we have discussed that there are two types of flowers. So male flowers will germinate, male gamete, that is in pollen. Okay, male gametes will be present in pollen. So we'll write it down. Male gametes will be present in pollen grain. And female gametes will be present in ovule. Okay, formation of pollen grain is known as microsporogenesis. Or microgametogenesis. Okay, microsporogenesis or microgametogenesis. And in female, it is the formation of female gamete is known as megasporogenesis. Or oogenesis or gametogenesis. Okay, micro. Now male gametes are generally smaller in size than female gametes, so they are called microspores, and female gametes are generally larger in size, so they are megaspores. So formation of genesis means formation. So here formation of male gamete is known as microsporogenesis or microgametogenesis. Okay, and formation of female gamete, that is megasporogenesis or megagametogenesis. Okay, that is in plants. In animals, male organism will generate male gametes, okay, and female organism will generate female gametes. The process of formation of male gamete is known as spermatogenesis, because we call male gametes in animals as sperm. So it is known as spermatogenesis, formation of sperm. Genesis means formation, and spermato means sperms. So spermatogenesis, then formation of female gamete is known as oogenesis. Okay. Now we'll discuss gamete transfer. So this is all gametogenesis. Okay. Now we'll discuss gamete transfer. Okay, now in lower plants, like bryophytes, okay, lower plants like bryophytes, male gametes and female gametes are formed, but male gametes are motile, okay, or they are motile, or they can move, okay, by swimming or move, okay. So male gametes are motile and female gametes are non-motile. So as I already have told you that in most of the cases male gamete has to travel from male organism to female organism, okay. So here you can see male gametes are traveling towards the female gamete, then fertilization will occur, okay. Then in higher plants, pollen grains are formed. So male gametes are in pollen grains and female gamete is in ovule, which is non-motile, okay. And male gametes are present in pollen grain, okay, and they are motile, and their transfer from one flower or transfer from male flower to female flower is known as pollination. Now pollination requires certain agents, those are known as pollinating agents, such as insects, air, water. This we already have discussed in earlier standards, so we are not discussing over here, but this is gamete transfer in plants. Now in animals, okay, in animals, male gametes and female gametes. Female gametes are present in female body, so they are non-motile. Can't say exactly non-motile, because in certain organism they remain in their female gametes remain in female body, but male gametes will travel from male body to female body, and the process is known as insemination. Insemination is a process through which male organism releases sperms into female body. okay, during copulation. So insemination, this is all these are the terminologies that we have to discuss in gamete transfer. Now we'll discuss fertilization. Okay. Now, fertilization, which is also known as syngamy. Okay. Fertilization is fusion of gametes. That is, male gamete will fuse with female gamete and form zygote. Now, fertilization are of two types. That is external fertilization and internal fertilization. As we have discussed, there are two types of organisms, plants and animals. So we'll first discuss plants. In plants, okay, external fertilization occurs in, let's say, plants. So external fertilization is observed in let's say lower plants. Okay, lower plants like Chlamydomonas, and internal fertilization in plants is observed in all the flowering plants. In flowering plants or angiosperms. Okay, and in animals, okay, so we'll discuss what is external fertilization and internal fertilization. External fertilization is fertilization occurs outside the body, okay, whether it is male or female. Fertilization will occur outside the body, and internal fertilization means fertilization occurs inside the body. Okay, we'll discuss first in animals, then we'll discuss with the help of example. Okay, so in animals, in lower organisms, for example, frog or goldfish, okay, certain fishes. So in frog or goldfish, first of all, the female fish or female organism will lay eggs outside their body, okay, in the water. Okay, so water is required for fertilization in this type of organisms. So any organism which shows external fertilization will require water as water for fertilization. Okay, so female goldfish will first lay eggs, and then male organism will come and will sprinkle or spray sperms over these eggs. Okay, that way fertilization will occur. Now the eggs are outside the body and they will hatch into larva, or yeah, it will form into larva. Okay, so these are the examples of external fertilization. Now in higher animals, in higher animals, we observe internal fertilization, where fertilization occurs inside the body of female. Okay, inside the body of female, that is all the reptiles. Example are reptiles, birds, mammals, etc., etc. Okay. Fertilization will occur in female body only. Okay, so this is all about fertilization. So now we'll discuss embryogenesis. Okay, so fertilization. After fertilization, zygote will be formed. This zygote will convert into embryo. Okay, so conversion of zygote or conversion of zygote from into embryo is known as embryogenesis. Genesis means formation, and embryo is being formed, so it's called embryogenesis. Now, embryogenesis, that is formation of embryo. From zygote. Okay, so first we'll discuss in animals. We can see there are two type of organisms. Certain organisms produce eggs or lay eggs. So let's say egg laying organisms. Okay. So embryo are stored inside the let's say zygote is stored inside the egg, and this egg will develop embryo, and then whole organism will develop inside that egg. Okay. So these organisms are known as oviparous. Okay, oviparous organisms. Second type of organisms, they give birth to young ones. Okay. Sorry. Young ones, we call them viviparous. So in egg laying organisms, as we have discussed, that embryo is inside the egg, that is hard layer, hard cover. Okay, inside the hard cover, and in viviparous organism, embryo is still present inside the female body, and it will the female will give birth to that particular organism after gestation period. Okay, so that is another terminology we would like to discuss over here is cladoic eggs. Okay, cladoic eggs are also known as self-sufficient eggs. Now, self-sufficient eggs means these eggs contain all the nutrients required for the embryo to develop into an complete organism. Okay, so let's say આપણે મરઘીનું એક્ઝામ્પલ લઈએ તો મરઘી જે ઈંડું આપે એ ઈંડામાંથી જ્યારે એ ઈંડું હેચ થઈને બચ્ચું આવે તો એ બચ્ચું કેવું દેખાતું હોય, જે ઓર્ગેનિઝમ છે તેના જેવું જ પર્ટિક્યુલર દેખાતું હોય. એટલે મરઘીનું બચ્ચું હોય તો હવે ઓબ્વિયસલી મરઘી જેવું દેખાતું હોય, રાઈટ. બટ ફિશ, ગોલ્ડ ફિશ ઓર ફ્રોગની આપણે વાત કરીએ તો એના એગ્સ કેવા છે, એ ક્લેડોઇક એગ્સ નથી. ઓકે, એટલે એ સેલ્ફ સફિશિયન્ટ એગ્સ નથી, એટલે એની અંદર ન્યુટ્રિયન્ટ જે છે તે ઓછા છે, કારણ કે નાની સાઇઝના એગ્સ છે અને બોડીની બહાર ફર્ટિલાઇઝેશન થયેલું હતું. એટલે એવા એગ્સમાંથી જે ઓર્ગેનિઝમ મતલબ હેચ આઉટ થશે એ ઓર્ગેનિઝમ કેવા હશે, પુઅરલી ડેવલપ્ડ હશે. એટલે એ પહેલા લાર્વલ સ્ટેજમાં હોય, ધેન પ્યુપામાં ડેવલપ થાય, એન્ડ ધેન એ જો આપણે ફ્રોગની વાત કરીએ તો ટેડપોલ સ્ટેજ આવે, એન્ડ ધેન ઇટ વિલ ગેટ કન્વર્ટેડ ઇન્ટુ એડલ્ટ ફ્રોગ. તો આ પ્રોસેસને આપણે મેટામોર્ફોસિસ કહીએ. તો એ ટાઈપના જે ઓર્ગેનિઝમ છે જેની અંદર એગ્સ જે છે તેની અંદર ન્યુટ્રિયન્ટ્સ જો પ્રોપર નથી તો એની અંદર મેટામોર્ફોસિસ જોવા મળે. જ્યારે એગ લેઇંગ ઓર્ગેનિઝમ જેની અંદર ક્લેડોઇક એગ્સ હોય, ઓકે, ક્લેડોઇક એટલે સેલ્ફ સફિશિયન્ટ એગ્સ, તો એવા એગ્સમાંથી મેટામોર્ફોસિસના જેટલા પણ સ્ટેજ છે તે એગની અંદર જ થઈ જાય અને ઓર્ગેનિઝમ જે છે તે ફુલ્લી ડેવલપ્ડ ઓર્ગેનિઝમ ગ્રો થાય. તો એ ટાઈપના એગ્સને કહેવાય સેલ્ફ સફિશિયન્ટ એગ્સ. ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ બર્ડ્સ એન્ડ રેપ્ટાઇલ્સ. રેપ્ટાઇલ્સની અંદર આપણે જોઈએ તો સ્નેક્સ, ઓકે, સ્નેક્સ જે એગ્સ મૂકે તેમાંથી સ્નેક્સ જે છે તે ડાયરેક્ટ જ મતલબ નાના હોય પણ સ્નેક્સ જેવા દેખાતા હોય, રાઈટ. જ્યારે ફ્રોગનું આપણે એક્ઝામ્પલ લઈએ તો ફ્રોગ ઘણા ગંદા પાણીની અંદર તમે જોયું હશે તો ઈયળ જેવું આમ તરતું હોય, ઓકે. તો લાંબો ટાઈમ તમે એને ઓબ્ઝર્વ કરો તો ધીરે ધીરે એ માછલી જેવું દેખાય, પછી એના અંદરથી મતલબ એ ડેવલપ થઈને એની ટેલ જે છે તે ડિઝઅપિયર થવા લાગે, એના ગિલ્સ જે છે તે ડિઝઅપિયર થઈને પેલા લેગ્સ ડેવલપ થવા લાગે અને છેલ્લે ટેડપોલમાંથી ફ્રોગ બની જાય, ઓકે. સો this here we end this chapter, okay, that is first chapter, reproduction in organism. In the next video we'll start second chapter, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plants, okay.